Wizards Nation, we are on the cusp of a new era here in the DMV.
We seek professionals and we seek basketball players. And we feel like we got that in these three young men, in Trey and Will and Jamir. They all bring a serious competitiveness. They all bring a workman-like mentality. They all have a passion to improve. And they bring a scoring ability with upside to our basketball team. So
we are, dude. We are. You can feel it. You can feel it in the vibes, too. So today was I'm going to take off this hat. It's a bomb-ass hat. It's a bomb-ass hat with the Bullets logo, but, it doesn't fit my freaking head, man. My head's shaped like a freaking mango. You can make a nutritious smoothie out of my head. Where was I? I'm talking about smoothies. So I'm super excited, dude. I am so bullish right now. You can see the team overall makeup, the vision of Will Dawkins already in place in front of us. The offseason is divided into two parts. The draft and then free agency, which involves obviously signings and trades. In my opinion, the draft, check. With the freaking Sharpie, check. We aced it. First half of the offseason is done. Now the second half of the offseason is coming up, and I'm excited, dude. But we're off to a great start, in my opinion. But yeah, man. In this video, I want to talk about the Wizards again. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I would truly appreciate it. So in this video, I'm gonna show you multiple clips of the entire press conference that happened today, and I want to start off with this clip regarding our boy, our 6th overall pick, who's not the 6th best player in this draft. Great value. We didn't try up to get him, but he said something today that caught my attention.
Coaches had told them you excelled as a leader, which was impressive considering you had a lot of 4-year, 5-year guys on your team. So I was wondering, how do you see yourself as a leader, and how do you think it'll translate to the next level?
I see myself as a pretty good leader, still learning and still being better at being a leader, because there's just steps that I still got to take to become a great leader. But it lead different ways, by example, vocally, more of a by example type of guy, but it's however it needs to be to help the team, I would say.
Dude, everything about him, like the aura, you can just feel he has that it factor. You can just see it, the way he talks, the way he carries himself. He has that confidence, that swag that you're just like, holy shit. Trey Johnson, we've all heard this already, led the SEC in scoring, 20 points per game. I'm going to put his stats right here. 19 years old, 40% from the three-point last year. To me, it's either him or Khan, but to me, fuck Khan. Best shooter in this draft. Trey Johnson is. And also, 40% from the three, like I said. But we were coming off last year. We ranked dead last in scoring efficiency. I keep saying this. With the identity of our team, we got our defensive cogs and Bilal Coulibaly and Sarr moving forward in our starting five. Now we got one of our scoring hubs. We can get another scoring hub next, lottery if we don't get scored. If we don't get scored, because you never know. You never freaking know. But or we get to be a free agency or trade. We never know. But we got now one scoring hub that we've firmly needed. So to me, obviously, I think Trey Johnson was BPA on Will Dawkins' board. Because to me, you always got to go BPA, especially when you're rebuilding. But not only was he the BPA, he was a need as well. So that's the best of both worlds. To me, the best value pick in this draft, man. He is not the 6th best player. To me, he's I had him 3rd. Well, him and Bailey 1A, 1B. But hey, man. But anyways, you guys heard me ramble about that in the previous video, so I don't want to freaking overboard you with that. But the thing about him is I want to hone in on this. Is his playmaking is severely underrated. He averaged 2.7 assists a game last year in Texas, but 3.1 rebounds. Obviously, again, 20 points per game. A clutch shot maker. The man wants the ball in his hands when it matters the most. You see the point guard upside, a selfless passer, looks for kick and opportunities on a break, elite off-ball scoring. He just has he is, to me, I would say the best. Yeah, probably him and Dylan Harper, but no. I think it's not a stretch to say he's the best offensive player in this draft. Granted, his defense right now is a work in progress, and he'll be the first one to tell you that, because in every single freaking interview, you hear him talking about his defense, how he needs to improve on that. And he's not going to be a liability, but at least if he can at least get it to a point where it's just commendable, respectable, pat him on the back. All right, solid defense. You don't want him to be, because you're going to leave that to freaking Bilal. You're going to leave that to Alex Sarr. You're going to leave it to other guys that we got on our roster. And I want to hone in on something before I continue on with the clips, because In my previous video, I compared him to Bradley Beal, and I'm gonna stand by it. But I want to say something I talked about it. I brushed over this topic and I moved forward like a dumb dick. But I want to say something. Bradley Beal averaged 30 points per game at one point. Granted, it was on a shit team, so let's be honest. But still, averaging 30 points per game in the NBA. Come on, not that many people are gonna do that. In my previous video, I said Bradley Beal is like a realistic comparison, and if he is Bradley Beal, I'm fine with it. But I want to say this. I don't think Bradley Beal is his ceiling. I think there is a good chance that he's better than Bradley Beal. And I'm not saying that because I'm a homer, or I'm not saying that because Bradley Beal coming out of Florida. And Bradley Beal, I know a lot about Bradley Beal because, me and him are the same age. I grew up with Bradley Beal, you know what I mean, as a Wizards fan. But coming out of Florida, 6'4", 6'8" wingspan. Trey Johnson is 6'6", 6'10" wingspan. Also, they came out the same age from their colleges, 19 years old. They're really young. This is Bradley Beal's stats coming out of Florida. Granted, he was always projected to be an elite shooter. And we all know what he did with us in the Wizards. Granted, towards the end, especially when he was the primary ball handler, his 3-point shot kind of dipped. But anyways, this is his percentages coming out of, college, Florida. 34% from the three. Trey Johnson shot 40% from the three. Trey Johnson, shooting splits wise, he clears Bradley Beal. Now, to steel man this, I want to say this. Bradley Beal played in a different era of basketball. Trey Johnson's in a completely different era. Post, Stephen Curry, the 3-point. We all know what I mean. You know what I mean. The comparisons that were floated around with Trey Johnson being Devin Booker, I don't think those are dream scenarios. I think those are attainable. So while I am going to stick with realistically, if Trey Johnson is Bradley Beal, I am going to stick with that comparison. But I will say this just to finish this off. There is a good chance that he's better than Bradley Beal. And that's saying something, dude. That is saying something. You can see flashes of Devin Booker and Ray Allen with Trey Johnson. So again, I don't want to disrespect Bradley Beal at all. I'm just saying. But either way, we got ourselves one.
I believe I'm a gritty defender. Somebody that's going to do whatever I got to do to help the team win. I believe it starts on defense. So I think that's what's going to get me, on the court faster. Being able to guard multiple positions. And
Jamir Watkins. He was projected to go high in the second round, one of the first picks, honestly. We got him at pick 43. And you see the guy, he already knows his role. He already knows his niche here in the NBA. Man is 6'5", 215 pounds, a senior. He's not a senior citizen. He's 24 years old. So, there's a lot of jokes being floated around. He's not a senior citizen, dude. I understand. I'm pretty sure that's one of the main reasons why he fell that late into the second, 43. So, I'm pretty sure that's one of the main reasons why. But he's 24. He's about to be 24. He's 23 right now, but he's 24. But, this is his stats from last year. He averaged 18.4 points, 5.7 rebounds, 2.4 assists. So, yeah, again, the thing that jumps out is he's about to be 24 as a rookie in the NBA. That's kind of kind of unheard of. That's NFL rookie ages. So, if all else fails with this guy, if anything, we just drafted another veteran for our rookies. Drafted another veteran for freaking Bub Carrington to look up to, I guess. I'm just joking. For all those of you guys that are just going to take that literal, no, I'm just joking. But, he's touted as a versatile player, a 3-and-D player. He, that's his thing. His bread and butter is defense. Switchable defender with length and approach to flourish in a switch-everything system. He has some ball handling skills and playmaking feel. But the shooting, that's his main thing. Made 32% of his catch and shoot threes last year. Come on, if you're going to be a 3-and-D player, the first part's the 3. He got the D. I'm not worried about his D. This D, he's going to be good on defense in the NBA. He has all the, he's the prototypical, but 3-point shot. And if he knows this, he's like, yo, I'm going to be a 3-and-D player. He knows he's going to work in on that on the offseason. I see comparisons of Lou Dort with him. Now, if he's Lou Dort, freaking amazing. We got a Lou Dort in the second round. Lou Dort's a starter on a championship team. So, but one guy who he reminds me of is Deshaun Stevenson. Tough, gritty, big fan of Soulja Boy. If he's Deshaun Stevenson in the second round, in this era, Deshaun in this era, he would have been nice. He would have been a nice role player. I'm just saying. But yeah, man, I really like this pick. I really like, you can see Will Dawkins stocking up on the wings. Look at the Pacers. They are wings for days. Motherfuckers are fucking Buffalo Wild Wings over there. So, I'm just saying, I like it. I love the strategy. Let's get a big, though. But I feel like Will Dawkins drafted BPA, and I don't blame him for that.
Will, this question's for you. I believe your Illinois head coach, Brad Underwood, told our very own Chris Miller that the Wizards had more people tapped in to watch you play and scout you than any other NBA team did to Illinois.
Yeah, just coming here for the visit, like the pre-draft, like you could just see how much they knew about my game and how tapped in they were with me. And
Will Riley intrigues me, man. He really does. This is the one pick that a lot of Wizards fans are a bit divided on, but you can see the upside with him. 19 years old. Granted, the man's 6'8". He's 6'8", and he got a 6'8" wingspan. He got those T-Rex arms. His hands can't reach his pockets when he's standing up. The fuck, he puts his hands he's the only 6'8" guy who asked for help to get freaking things on top of the fridge. That's the thing that worries me. It's just his freaking wingspan, But he still intrigues me. Because you can see the immense upside with him. I'm going to do a deep dive on him next week.
For me, I would just say, just being versatile, being able to space the floor, and being easy to play with.
I'd say also just being versatile, being able to make the right reads, also showing my intelligence and my coachability. I like what they said about being versatile, really just doing whatever the team needs, showcasing what's needed to win.
Bruh, they're over here giving out the secret Krabby Patty formula. Keep it in the wraps. They're telling everybody what the Will Dawkins prototype is. That pretty much was it,
The things we look for in terms of the versatility, positional size, willingness to make the right play and compete, and hunger to work, I think that blends really well with the group of guys we have.
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck it. He already said it, But still, you can see it. In these three players, and in the year before that with Alex Sarr, Keyshawn Judge, and Bob Carrington, there's a consistency with the type of player that Will Dawkins is targeting in the draft. He just said it right there. I don't got to say it again. I feel like I say it every single freaking day. You got to commend the consistency with Will Dawkins. He's not switching up the script. One thing I want to hone in on it right now is just the character, bruh. You can see it in each of these players, not even from this draft class, and every single player that Will Dawkins has drafted. They're all high character dudes. They all want to be great. They all want to be successful. They love basketball. I want to end this video with this. I want to direct this to Wizards Nation. Hang in there one more year. Because after this upcoming year, it's go time. It's go time. You can see this team, the identity being shaped right in front of you. Will Dawkins is giving us the answers to the test. You can see it. You can see each player having their own role. You can see that, we're just missing a couple more pieces to the jigsaw puzzle. But we can see a beautiful, great canvas right now, just in the making. Great times are coming here to the nation's capital in the Wizards basketball. I honestly haven't been this excited since we beat the Bulls in 2014 in the first round with John Wall and Bradley Beal. Baby John Wall, baby Bradley Beal. And I'm already thinking, years from now, when the Wizards are good, I'm saying that loud and proud, there will be teams or fans of teams calling us, the guys who are here since day one, the guys who are devoted, the guys that are watching games. I'm watching more games during this rebuilding era than I did during the Bradley Beal dark ages. When Tommy Shepard and freaking Ted Leonsis were lying to us, saying, oh, look at us. Oh, we're going to be a 500 team. And what do? Nothing. They turned it around. You got to commend Ted Leonsis. He's now telling us the truth. Hey, man, I fucked up. Now, we're going to rebuild. We're going to build to the draft and supplement via free agency. I applaud him for that. Because he was lying to us earlier with Tommy Shepard. There's going to be fans of teams who are going to be saying, oh, look, you're only a Wizards fan now because they're winning games. No, motherfuckers. We are not. We've been here. We are the ground ones. We are the base of this team. We are the base of this fan base. And Reverend Miller put that perfectly here.
I think we saw it during the draft this year, maybe more than any other year that I can remember being there. Just the emotion and the journey it takes to get these young men up here on this podium. So for the parents, thank you. Thank you for raising these young men who just so happen to put a ball in the hoop. We got quality young men, which is really important for this organization and this city. So a round of applause for the families.
I like the beard. You know, it looks good. It looks good, dude. Much respect to Chris Miller. The culture is changing. You can sense it. It's in the vibes. It's in the air. And I can't wait till this fan base reaps the benefits of this beautiful rebuild. Hey, man, I'm super freaking excited. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'll truly appreciate it. Till the next video, peace, y'all.